Hi there, adventurers and campers. My name is Alexandra with the Bucket List Mermaid, and I live full-time in a fifth wheel RV, and I'm going to some epic RV parks and reporting back to you so that you can decide if it is right for your tent or your RV. Right now, I am in beautiful St. Vrain State Park right here in Colorado, and this one is huge. It's massive. It's got the water. So let's go check it out. Let's talk about what I like, what I don't like, so that you can see if this is worth your camping bucket list. This might require some driving because it is a little bigger than all the other ones that I have reviewed. So let's get started, let's get packed up, and let's get bucket listing. So this is one of the ponds. They don't really have lakes. They do have a reservoir here, but this is one of the ponds. I think that this would be absolutely incredible for any fishing opportunities. If you are a fisherman, this place is definitely going to be for you. So this right here is site number 14. And honestly, I think that this is a pretty good one for these north campgrounds. So you got a fire pit, you got a shade. What I love about this state park is that every single picnic bench that comes with every campsite has this little metal shaded bit. And since there is not a ton of trees giving you shade and it can get very hot here during the summer, I think that this is a wonderful touch. I also really love this spot in general, number 14 that I'm in right now, because look at the view. You're right on the water. You're kind of isolated in here. And you got some nice trees. So what I have noticed about St. Vrain State Park is that it's separated into two sections. So you'll come off of the County Road 7. There's like a 7.5, which is super weird and it leads to nowhere, but that's where my maps personally told me. And then you'll come through the little gate area. And what I've noticed is that there are two sections, the north campground and the south campground. The north campground is going to be more back-in spaces, tinier spaces, only have electric. There is no water and no sewer over here at these north stations. However, there are more trees here for shade. There's still not a lot. However, there are definitely more than over in the south campground where me and my massive rig Dipsy, yes, it's named Dipsy, is over there. So this right here is just a quick overview of these north campgrounds over here. See, there's a lot of trees. What I would also note is that right there, that building, right there is actually a toilet. So they do have various restrooms just scattered around these campsites right here. And then there's the rest of it. Overall, very pretty, lots of water, lots of chances to go get in the water, which is one of the things that I love about this park most. So here are those bathrooms, and they also have a handicap spot there. That's really nice. I have a handicapped grandfather that likes to visit me a lot in my RV, so I'm always extra aware of these handicapped amenities. And this one is pretty nice. So now, since this park is so big, you're actually gonna go get in the car and drive around a little bit. Okay, let's go explore. This is near the Pelican Pond Trail. So you can see right here. Okay, so looks like this is just a little place for fishing. Oh yeah, and then there's the trail right there. Should we go check it out? Let's go check it out. So one thing that is very cool about St. Vrain is that it has a multitude of ponds and trails that you can explore. This is especially nice for fishermen and hikers. So right here, you can see all the trails. So if we look in here, we have the Muscat Run Nature Loop, the Scenic Loop, the Fishing Loop, the Birding Loop, the Park Loop, and then the Front Range Trail on St. Vrain Park. And they all range from about 1 to 2.5 miles. Looks like the Park Loop is the longest at 4 miles, and then the least amount of mileage is going to be the Muskrat Nature Trail Run at 1.2 miles. If you look over here, all of those red lines represent all of the trails on this map of St. Vrain, and just look at those ponds. There's actually 11 ponds in this park, and then all of those red lines right there are all of the trails. So you definitely will not be bored if you want to go on some trails here. And overall, they kind of look like this. However, on the ones near the south campgrounds where I'm staying, those ones are more by the water. So I think I do prefer those, although I'm sure that this goes around the water as well. If you look at the map, they're all pretty much around all of these ponds. So this is going to be a great hiking opportunity if you want to hike around some water. However, can you hear the highway? That's one of my biggest complaints. It doesn't look like there's a highway right there, but there is. That's I-25. Okay, so coming back this way from the trails, the highway is just right over there. Overall, it's very lush. There's a lot of birds here that I've noticed. So if you look over here, this would be a standard spot. This is spot number 11. So you'd have that electric, you'd have the campfire, and then you'd have the covered picnic table, which again, the colored picnic table is great. And also, these sites back here do not have water or sewer. However, if you look right there, they do have a hose and a little fire hydrant for you to get water. And then they also have a dump station at the front of the park. Definitely more shade over here in this section of the campground for sure. It's very nice over here, although some of the campgrounds aren't super shaded. Like they're a little shaded, they're definitely more shaded than where I'm at. So coming into the bathhouse, looks like they have a little rubbish bin or trash can, sorry, I lived in England. And they have, looks like a water fountain and some benches. There's no pets allowed, no smoking, which is pretty standard. In here, it's hard to see because of the reflection, but they actually have some pictures of wildlife here at St. Vrain. I've definitely not seen a bald eagle, but maybe some of the other stuff. Over here, there's a shaded picnic area, which might be nice if you're trying to have a picnic and it's super hot out. And then over here is the men and women's restrooms. So just a note on the showers here. I can only speak for the female restrooms, but I'm assuming it's the same on the other side, more or less. But when I went in there, I found that there were 2 smaller ones and then 1 bigger one, maybe for a handicapped individual. And I really liked these showers because in each one of the showers, they give you a place where you can sit and set down all your stuff, which is really, really nice when you are caddying everything to the showers. So definitely a nice touch in there. I did find that they are push showers. However, compared to some of the other places that I've stayed at that have push showers, they have temperature control. Now, the bigger one is a little finicky. I found myself definitely going between super hot and super cold really quickly. However, the middle one, my mother, who travels with me in this RV, says that it wins the Golden Star Award for the best water pressure that we've had at a campsite. So if you are going into the female showers, definitely check out that middle shower. But overall, very luxurious for a campground, especially a state park. As with this park in any situation, you basically walk out anywhere and get water. There's some benches right there and there's water in the background. So now that we're done with this north side, let's head over to the south side where my rig is parked. And I will show you the view that I have gotten and maybe you can decide which campground that you would like to stay in. So we are just going to drive over to the other side. Here's one of the bigger ponds that you can go fish out of. There's plenty of parking over here and even some shaded tables and some picnic tables, which is really nice. There are some other spots right here over by the river. This is the Sandpiper Pond Camping Loop, sites 1 through 5. What I've noticed about this campground is that it does have a lot of shaded picnic spots for the public, as in you can leave your picnic spot and you can go hang out somewhere else, you can go fish. So that is a very, very nice touch. So over here are some of those back-end spaces that face the pond directly, or one of the ponds directly. It's like these still are only electric, but they do have access to water every couple sites. So now before we head into the South Deluxe campsites, I'm just gonna take you by the dump station real quick just so that you can see the dump station if you are staying at that north campground, because there is no sewer. They're only electric. Right here, we're driving through the dump station. We've got some water, non-portable water for cleanup. And then there's your dump station. So very nice. Oh, look, they even have RV tank disposal instructions. That's nice. Where was that when I was first starting out? We are also going to go check out the Blue Heron Reservoir, which actually has a loading dock for boats, and it is quite a bit bigger than the other 11 ponds that you see. And there's another pond right there. That one is the Bald Eagle Pond. That's which one I back to, which we will go to next. However, I just want to show you what the reservoir looks like, so in case you have a boat. Right here, you can see the entrance is right up there. And then we're gonna turn into here, saying what you can do: paddleboards, kayaks, canoes, and rafts. I believe you can actually catch a catfish here, but it is one per fisherman. It looks like they have a little fire pit thing over there. So I have to just speak a little bit about the heat, just because that is definitely the downfall of this place if you are going during summer. If you're going during fall and spring, then you're totally fine. The first time I stayed here, I actually was here during late October to November, and I actually saw my first snow in the RV at this park. So we had to use the heated hoses. It was super fun. However, in the summer, which is where it is right now, in the middle of July, so this is the peak Colorado summer, it is hot. And I don't want to be a baby about it, but I am a baby when it comes to heat, and I had a tiny mental breakdown about the heat because it was 104 here and my RV was like 96, so I just could not escape the heat. So I definitely understand why the state park people are giving so many shaded areas as part of the amenities here, because it can get really hot. As I said, each spot has its own little domed metal cover over the picnic table. There are gazebos everywhere. There are shaded picnic tables everywhere. And I really do understand why they've done that, because it is hot here, and I just feel like people go fishing, they go hiking here, and they just pass out from the heat. So definitely keep that in mind if you are staying here during the summer, is that you might need to be able to tolerate heat just a little bit better than I can. I like the snow. Sue me. I want the snow. Okay, yes, here's what I was talking about. So this is the Blue Heron Reservoir, and in each one of these ponds, or this specific reservoir, there are different regulations. Like, for example, I believe in the one that I'm staying by, you can't use any bait. In this one, it is an immediate catch and release of all the largemouth bass, and then only one channel catfish longer than 20 inches may be kept within the 10 catfish limit. This is the largest and only reservoir on St. Vrain State Park. The other ones are just ponds, but this one is very big. There is a boating dock, and it is a weightless reservoir, so it is perfect for kayaking, paddleboarding, canoeing, rafting, all of the lovely outdoor adventure activities that you are so longing to do on your camping trip. I'm used to looking at the little bald eagle pond. This is pretty big. You are allowed to use those non-engine, like the paddle boards and the kayaks and the rafts and stuff, on any of the ponds, but you have to wear a life jacket with a whistle. So it still has to adhere to all of the safety boating regulations, and you know, it's probably a good thing. So if you were wondering what I was talking about, this is one of the covered picnic areas. There's a trash can, looks like a little grill. So now let's go ahead and go to the south side of this state park, and that is going to be all of the deluxe spots. Most of them are pull-throughs, and they are designed for larger rigs. They have full hookups. Some of them have very nice views, some of them do not. We're gonna talk about it, so let's go over there. So this is coming out of Blue Heron Reservoir. I do have to say that this is a state park, so you either have a permit on your registration that you paid for when you got your car, or you have to pay a $10 entrance fee. They have a bunch of entrance fees. The main one that I saw is that if you do not have the state park pass, you will have to pay $10 to get in here. So just keep that in mind, that if you go through the gate and you do not have the state park pass, you will be paying an entrance fee to get in here. And that's pretty much with all state parks. So if you look right here, it says sites 1 to 41 is to the left, and then sites 42 to 87 is to the right. So that 1 to 41 was over there with all the shaded trees, had a little bit more back-in spaces, smaller spaces, no full hookup, only electric. And then the sites 42 to 87 are the deluxe sites. Let's go check them out. And those guys are the ones that have the full hookup, pull-throughs, accessible for big rigs, and that's which one I am in right now. So right here, these are all of the deluxe camping spots. There's the Tail Feather Camping Ground, 42 to 46 over here on the right. Let's fill up very fast. Lots of water sports here, lots of canoes, lots of paddle boards, lots of fishing. And I can see why, because there's water literally everywhere. So that's that loo. And then over here is actually where I stayed last time. And this is the Red Tail Pond over here. And I liked it, but my only problem is that I had a spot right there and you can't really see it. So you look over the pond, right? However, you can also see the gas price sign and a little bit of the highway. So it's like not the best view on planet Earth here. That's actually where I stayed, right over there facing this little pond right here, this red tail pond. I like it, but I like the spot that we're in more, and I will tell you the name of that spot in just a minute. We actually scouted this spot when we were here last, and we decided that that's where we wanted to be when we came back next year, and we did. So right here, I'm just showing you the Coot Pond camping loop. Pretty nice, especially if you're facing west towards the mountains. Over here, we got some tent campers. We got another one of those restroom stops right there. And then here is another loop. As you can see, this is the Kestrel camping sites. Not my favorites, but you know, there they are. It just doesn't have the view, you know? I want the view. I want the view of the lake and the mountains, and not the gas station sign. Is that too much to ask? And now let's head into the spot where I am sitting, which is in the Bald Eagle Loop. And I will show you why this is the spot that we scouted the whole entire park for and booked it so far in advance, like literally set our alarms for the 6-month mark so that we could get this spot where there's the Bald Eagle Pond. And I'm going to show you why this is the best. So I'm going to turn it to here. Here is our spot, right here. Let's go check it out. So this right here is our spot. We have a massive rig, and this is our view. We're right by a trail. We are right by the lake, and it's a little hazy right now because of all the fires going on, but there are mountains right there. I absolutely love paddleboarding. I love doing yoga on paddleboards, so this place is my personal heaven. There is La Rig. Its name is Dipsy. Yes, it's named after a Teletubby. So is our truck. And then here's the water. It is so calm. Actually, this is pretty intense. Most of the times that I've come out here, there has been no wind whatsoever. And without further ado, I am now going to show you footage from when I paddleboarded here at sunset. I'm gonna be honest, this was about every night because it was one of the most amazing paddleboard experiences that I have had yet. The water was so clear, the sunsets were so amazing, and I can't even describe it. Please just look at the video and please enjoy.
I don't think you guys understand how beautiful this is right now. Like, I don't think the video is doing this justice, really. Ooh. Okay, St. Vrain, I see you. I see you.
Seriously, come on. So let's quick recap what I love about St. Vrain State Park, Colorado. I just love the water. It is very rare that you even get one body of water, but there are 11 ponds here and a reservoir. So honestly, there is a plethora of here to do as far as water activities go, and I think that is truly what makes it unique. Another thing that I really like is that the location is really nice. You don't have to go on those scary back mountain roads with your huge rig if you don't want to. It's right off the highway, and it is also very centrally located. So although there's not much to do in Longmont, sorry, I'm a Colorado native, I can say that. Longmont is kind of boring. However, you have access to Boulder, you have access to Fort Collins, Estes Park, Rocky Mountain National Park, as well as Denver. However, one of the things that I do like about this place is that you don't necessarily need to leave. You can just stay here, you can go boating, you can go fishing, you can go paddleboarding, you can go hiking, you can just sit, have a family picnic, and that is just fine. Also, I just have to give a huge shout out to all the amenities that they provide here, from all of these shaded picnic tables to the showers and the boating docks and ramps and all of the little docks and access to the water. They have pretty much thought of everything that you would ever need here. So what are my not so favorite things about this park? definitely the heat, if you do come in summer, is very intense. As I said, I'm a baby when it comes to heat, and you know, I just fall apart and melt. This in the summer was a wee bit intense for moi personally. Maybe you can handle the heat better than I can. However, I wish I would have had some more measures or known a little bit more so that I could have mentally prepared myself to melt. Another thing that is not so ideal about the location is that it is very, very close to I-25. As I said, good thing about that is that you do not have to haul your rig through those scary mountain roads. However, it is right there. So some of the spots that you can pick here, especially on this south side where there's not a lot of trees, might not have as good of a view as other places in the park. For example, we were on that red tail loop and we literally could see the gas station from our window, which is not ideal. However, there are some beautiful spots with beautiful views, such as this one, which, oh my gosh, I didn't even say it. The spot that we're staying in, number 56. Also, I think another one would be 55, which is right across the way, as well as maybe some of these right here. However, in those spots, you get the entire view of the lake and the mountains, literally from my kitchen. But not all spots are like that. Not all spots are created equal here, so definitely make sure to look back at the video, maybe pause it, see, oh hey, I like that one. Over there, I especially liked 14, I believe it was, that we looked at over there. And you know, if you're looking at a gas station, you're looking at a gas station. What are you gonna do? So that is all for St. Vrain State Park here in Colorado. I would love to hear what your thoughts are, if you would stay here, if you would tent camp here, if you would go RVing here, and just your general thoughts on this area. I have a complete guide of St. Vrain State Park on my website at thebucketlistmermaid.com, and if you haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to this channel for more adventure vlogs and campground reviews. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time, and keep adventuring. P.S. On brand with my brand, I am now going to go find a spot to go become a mermaid because I'm the bucket list mermaid, and that's what I do. So let's go mermaiding.